Hello everyone and welcome to this video, and in this video we are going to discuss what are Python loops. So what are loops? Loops are used to repeatedly execute a block of a code. So that is the basic definition of loops, and there are mainly two types of loops, which are for and while. So we'll be discussing with a detailed example for the for and while, and also I want to discuss what are the loop control statements, which are break and continue, which we'll be looking into the video. So first we are going to discuss what is for loop. So what is a for loop? A for loop is used for iterating over a sequence. So that may be list, tuple, string, or other iterable types. But the basic syntax for is looks like for variable in variable. So it is a basic syntax of for, and inside there will be code to be executed. So this is the basic syntax. So we can try to create an example here. So I'll just create a list fruits equal to, I want three fruits inside: apple, banana, and cherry. Now I want to iterate through each of them and print in the output. So how do I do that? For fruit, to take each fruit in fruits, I want to print each fruit. This fruit. Right, control save, run it. Now you can see in the output it returns apple, banana, and cherry. This is how you iterate over a sequence. And let's now check what will be the while loop. How is it different? So a while loop repeats a block of code as long as a specific condition is true. For example, I'll just comment this. What will be the basic syntax of a while? So it will be the while, a condition, and code. So what does it mean? A while loop repeats a block of code which is inside as long as specific condition is met. If this condition is met, until then it will keep uh, executing the code inside. So let's see an example here as well. So I'll just remove this. Let's see an example. So let's create a while loop that prints numbers from 1 to 5. How do you do that? You first create a variable, count 1, while count is less than or equal to 5. I want to, so this is a condition which until it meets, the while loop will be continuing executed. So if I'll print the count and increase the count for every iteration, so what does it do? It will repeat until the count is less than or equal to 5, and after, if it's 5, if it's greater than 5, then this loop will break and this while loop will start. If I run this, you will see it will only print 1 to 5 and not more than that. So what is while doing here? The while loop is repeating a block of code which is printing and increasing the count as long as a specific condition is met, which is count is less than or equal to 5. That is how the while works, and that is the difference. And now we'll look at loop control statements. I want to discuss loop control statements because they are very important in programming, specifically loops. So I'll just delete this. So basically there are two loop control statements, which are break and continue. Right? So I'll try to create a real life example for both of them so that you can better understand what you are looking at. So let's first try to discuss what is a break. So let's imagine if you're trying to search for an item in a list, or suppose you have a list of items. So let's say it's a grocery list. So this is a list obviously. What do you have in groceries? Apple, banana, and cherry. So you have these three items in the grocery list. What do you want to find? And what do you want to find? Item to find. I want to find cherry inside this grocery list. And what do I want to do? I can use for loop with a break statement to stop the search once the item is found. So I'll I iterate through the list, and once I find a cherry, then I'll break the loop using break. So for item in grocery list, in grocery list, item in grocery list, if item equal to item to find, then what will I do? I'll print item to find is found in the grocery list. So I'll do else as well. Else, what do I print? Item not found. But before doing that, I'll use a break statement here. So once an item is found, then it will break. So now you can do two things here. You can take item as an input, or you can, for this demonstration, I'll just use it as banana. So what this for loop will check is, it will check for every item in, sorry, this one. So I've already given an item to find, so this is not necessary. So what this program will do is, it will go through each of the item here, and it will try to match item to find, which is cherry. And if the item is not matched to cherry, then it will print item not found. If it matches, then we'll say item is found. So this is simple. If the item is found, then it will break. Let's try to run this and see item is not found. At last cherry is found and the break happened. Obviously there are only three. If I try to give the item to find as apple, then it will just stop in the initial stage, because once the apple is found, it doesn't want to check remaining both, because we used a break statement here in the if condition. So this is a break statement, and this is simulation of real time example, not a real code, but this should do it. So now I'll just try to delete this, and now we'll try to look at how and where we need to use a continue statement. Let's think of an example. If you want to skip processing of a specific item in a list, how do you do that? You do that using a continue statement. So let's say you want to process all the items in a list. I'll create a list for that first. I'll create a list called shopping cart. I want to do shirt, shoes, that should be fine. And this is a shopping cart. What item I want to skip? The item I want to skip is umbrella. It's not there, so I'll just keep something as shoes. Skip is shoes. Now I'll iterate shopping cart, and I'll create a condition. If item equal to item skip, then I'll print. What do I print? I'll use formatted strings. Skipping processing for what is the item. item. And I'll continue. I want to skip and use continue for that. And print, if not that, if I'm not skipping, I'm obviously processing the item. So let's see how this program works. So this is a shopping cart and this is an item to skip, and for loop will iterate through all the list. So for each item will match item to skip. If shirt is equal to shoes, or if shoes equal to shoes, and hat equal to shoes. So what this will do, once if shoes equal to shoes, which is correct, it will print this like skipping processing and continue, which means this will skip this processing. This is another code. I've just used print here. This can be a lot of other functional processing as well, which I'm not sure I'm doing here. So this will skip and it will skip printing shoes here. So let's see. F5, you can see it's processing shirt first and then skipping the shoes, which means this code is not executing. This code is not getting executed, and now this executed processing hat. So this code will be executed only for shirt and hat and not shoes. We are skipping that using control statement continue. So this is how you use loop control statements with examples. Thank you.